stand. Heck yeah, you do. You better stand. All right. So you're starting. So yes, the word is Caesarea. Or Caesarea?
Caesarea. At Caesarea, there was a man named Cornelius, a
Centurion.
centurion of what was known as the Italian
Cohort, yes. Mm-hmm.
A devout man who feared God with all his household, gave alms generously to people, and prayed continually to God. About the 9th hour of the day, he saw clearly in a vision an angel of God come in and say to him, Cornelius. And he stared at him in terror and said, What is it, Lord? And he said to him, Your prayers and your alms have ascended as thrown.
Wait. Oh, so you had to show
as a memorial before God. And now send men to Joppa and bring one Simon, who is called Peter.
Yep.
He is lodging with one Simon, a tanner, whose house is by the sea. When the angels who spoke to him had departed, he called 2 of his servants and a devout soldier from among those who attended him. And having related everything to them, he sent them to Joppa.
Yes. Oh, yes, Kaylee.
Can I read that?
Yes, but let's talk about it first, all right? Who are the characters so far that we are introduced to? Because remember, if this is a historical narrative, if the literary structure is historical narrative, we have characters in the narrative, right? It's a story. Who are the characters mentioned so far in Acts 10? And you might have to go back and look at it. So we know there was a centurion. What was his name?
Cornelius.
Yes, so we have one centurion.
There's Peter and there's Simon.
Yes, is there Peter?
Joppa.
Let's see, Cornelius, about man. What happened to this? So he gave alms generously at the 9th hour. He saw what?
Angel.
A vision. Yep, so he had a vision, and he stared at him, and now sent a Joppa, brings Simon, who is called Peter. So we have Simon.
But there's 2 Simons.
Yeah, so Simon is called Peter. He's lodging with one Simon. Yeah, so, whoops, so I need to put Peter in that.
Do we need to write this down?
No. So I'm just going over this. So Simon, this is just so we can discuss it. So we'll say Peter, and we'll say Simon. Okay, something that you should know is Peter is a pretty common name. Simon is a pretty common name used in the Bible. Yes, Alden.
Is this Peter the Peter that traveled with Jesus?
So, yes, because there are 2 mentions. So the first one mentions Simon, who's called Peter. That is Peter the disciple.
And there's Simon,
who's a tanner. So we'll put the tanner. All right.
Simon also followed Jesus?
Yeah. No, this is not. I don't think so because it doesn't mention his connection with Jesus. But this is Peter, who we're about to find out what happens next. Here's the deal. What is a centurion? Does anybody know? We just studied what Roman, Greek, and Jewish culture. You're not required to know this. Does anybody though know? Do you ever want to take a guess? Sam, are you?
Well,
Wait, Stan. What is?
Well, censure is like, isn't it 10 years? Oh, is it 10 years? Right?
Well, there is a number connected with it in some way, but not probably what you're thinking.
And then there's.
I'll be amazed if you know this.
Oh wait, a century? Like a.
It's not that, but that's a good guess.
Like a century, like a soldier.
Oh, yes, it is. It is a soldier, but not just any soldier. It is a. Alden, do you know?
A Jewish soldier? Or
Well, he is a God-fearing man, so that means he is a Roman citizen, right? If you're a centurion, you're a Roman citizen.
He's a soldier, but it's like a guard soldier.
It's like a top-ranking soldier. It means you're in charge of about 100 men. Okay, so he's not just any soldier. He's paid fairly well.
Who's a century?
What?
A century?
Well, I get.
Well, when you spell century, it's like SENTRY.
Oh,
I thought it said Cornelius.
Cornelius.
Yeah, but he's a
I thought it
centurion.
said Cornelius.
This says Cornelius. Is that what
I
you're
thought
asking?
the R and the N were like.
Oh, okay. I'll make sure these are separate. All right, Kaylee, do you want to read next? All right, so that's just some background on what's happening. So we have Cornelius. He knows God. He's a God-fearer. Okay, and he is also a Roman citizen. All right, Kaylee, and you got to stand, sister. Verse 9.
How far should I?
If you want to read verse 9 to 16.
I can figure out why I called it century.
Wait. Oh, what, Sam?
So you said they are in charge of about 100 men.
Oh, yes, that's how it's connected to the number. Yes, yes. All right, go, Kaylee.
The next day, as they were on their journey and approaching the city, Peter went up on the housetop about the 6th hour to pray, and he became hungry and wanted something to eat. But while they were preparing, he fell into a trance and saw the heavens open and something like a great sheet descending, being let down by its four corners upon the earth. In it were all kinds of animals and reptiles and birds of the air. And there came a voice to him, "Rise, Peter, kill and eat." But Peter said, "By no means, Lord, for I have never eaten anything that is common or unclean." And the voice came to him again a second time, "What God has made clean, do not call common." This happened 3 times, and the thing was taken up at once to heaven.
Okay, what just happened? Eliza, what just happened? Wait, I want Eliza to try this.
Peter went to a trance where he saw like the heavens open and
Yeah, what happened in the
And then a
trance?
bird came or something. or about
a
the
sheet
killing
came
them.
down.
Yeah.
A sheet came down. Okay, hold on.
Listen, I wasn't my trance. All right,
I
so
thought it was a bird.
Eliza, what else?
And he was like telling Peter to eat the sheep or something. I didn't.
Yeah, who was talking to Peter?
God.
God, yeah, or it's just a vision from the, but yes, the voice, so we would assume it's God, but this isn't, yeah, okay, Alden, do you have something?
So the sheep came down, like Elijah said, and there were a bunch of animals on the sheep that Jewish people would not normally eat. By God's law.
So I see we have read this before, yes. So what, Sam, do you have something?
Well, he's just kind of saying, like, defy the laws to go to God's laws.
Yes, okay, so, Alex, if God set up a law in the Old Testament and it said, these animals you don't eat, okay? I think it's something with their hooves. Why would then God say, you know what, you can now eat it? What do you think? And don't stress about this answer, but just see if you can. Does anybody want to help? Alden, do you want to help?
Because
Why would
said,
yeah, keep going.
it said what was something about what was unclean is now made clean by God. So
How is it made clean? What do you think, Bill? How is it made clean?
Because it was kind of like sent down from heaven, kind of.
Okay. Does this apply to now all kinds of foods, or is it just in this case, this is clean?
Just in this case.
That's good. Alden, do you want to answer this one too?
Okay, I
Maybe
remember.
Alden should teach this part. Yes, Alden, go.
So they weren't people like Peter weren't teaching the enemies of the Jews. So what this is telling Peter is it's okay to teach those people. And
To who? Are you talking about Gentiles?
Yes.
Yes.
Gentiles.
Yes. So who had Jewish culture when we read that before break? Who had that? Who had Jewish culture? Raise your hand real quick. Okay. Did it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if they're in their religious culture, did it say anything about food? I can't remember if it talked about eating. Okay. So in Jewish culture, you did not eat these foods. You didn't touch blood. You'd be dubbed unclean. Okay. So now God is saying, Peter, who is a what? Does anybody?
Jew.
He's a Jew. Yeah. So Jews were like, you did not mess with that. And if somebody did, it would be considered a stumbling block to them. It would make them say, that's really hard for me in my faith. If you're eating this, I can't be near you eating a pig, for example. Okay. So if you have God now saying you can eat this, why do you think, what makes it different? So in the Old Testament, they weren't supposed to eat pig, for example. Why is it different in the New Testament? Who makes the difference? Yeah.
Because Jesus died, so his blood washed everything clean.
Yeah, so Jesus came and fulfilled, he didn't do away with it, he fulfilled the Old Testament law. So Jesus is, remember, he is the final sacrifice. So now these things that are dubbed unclean, God is saying, Christ has come, he has fulfilled this law that was also more in the social time period of the Old Testament, okay? So that's what's happening. Does anybody have questions about this? We'll talk about this more, I just want to make sure, yeah.
Does this mean animals really do go to heaven? Because
Ooh.
that's why the animals are in heaven.
That's a debate we should really talk about. If dogs go to heaven, I'm going to be real happy. Okay, so who wants to do, we're almost at 17 through 23. Okay, Pearson.
Again. 17.
Oh, did you already read?
Yeah.
How about somebody who hasn't read yet? Okay, Maddie and I saw your hand. I'm gonna let Maddie go first. All right, Maddie, 17 through 23. Wait. Yeah, stand. All right, nice. Yeah.
Now while Peter was
Inwardly
inwardly
perplexed.
perplexed.
Does anybody know what that means, real quick? What does it mean to be perplexed?
Confused.
Yeah, he's shocked, confused. All right, keep going. Sorry.
As to what the vision that he had seen might mean. Behold, the men who were sent by Cornelius having made
Inquiry. Yep.
by Simon's house stood at the gate and called out to ask whether Simon, who was called Peter, was lodging there.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
While
Yeah.
While Peter was pondering the vision, the Spirit said to him, "Behold, 3 men are looking for you."
Who is the Spirit, by the way? Because now what is
Holy Spirit?
the Holy Spirit? Yeah. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
Rise
Yep.
and
Yeah, verse 20. Rise and go down.
rise and go down and accompany them without hesitation.
Yep.
For I have sent them, and Peter went down to the men and said, "I am the one you are looking for. What is the reason for your coming?" And they said, "Cornelius is a
Centurion. Yep.
an upright and God-fearing man who is well spoken of by the whole Jewish nation. And was directed by a holy angel and sent for you to come to his house and to hear what he has to say." So he invited her.
He invited them to be their guests. Okay. Yeah, Alden. Yeah.
I was gonna ask if I could read.
Oh, okay. I told Ashley she could first, but really quick. So what has just happened? In this scene, something has happened.
He sent 3 people to Peter.
Yeah, because at the beginning, the voice told the centurion, this man is going to come meet you. And it happens, okay? We're going to finish. I want to make sure we have time for this. Okay. So I'm going to, Addison, you want to read verse 23 to 29.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
When the sheet came back up, did the heavens close?
Yeah, I think in the vision it did.
But he still heard the Holy Spirit.
Yes. Yeah, you did hear the Holy Spirit. All right, Addison, you want to go?
So
23 to 29. Yeah.
So he invited them to be his guests. Next day he rose and went away with them. And some of the brothers from Joppa came him. And on the following day they entered Caesarea. Cornelius was expecting them and had called together his relatives and close friends. When Peter entered, Cornelius met him and fell down at his feet and worshipped him. But a man, and as he talked with him, he went into them. You yourselves know how unlawful it is for a Jew to associate with or to visit anyone or another nation. God has shown me that should not call any person common or unclean.
Yeah, and then when I was sent for, I came without objection. I asked them why you sent for me. Okay, so this is a big deal. If Jews were not allowed to eat pig, for example, but Greeks and Roman citizens did not follow that law, what do you think happened with these two people groups? What do you think, Anna? What do you think that would mean? If you're a Greek and you're a Christian and you eat pig, but you're a Jew and you don't eat pig, what do you think that would mean for them? Would they be buddies? Would they be hanging out a lot? Okay, why do you think maybe?
Wait, so do they both eat?
No, they don't. So remember, the Jew, it's like unlawful. It's like a big
maybe,
deal.
Maybe not, because one might be really mad at the other one for eating it.
Yeah. Yeah, because it would be going against their culture. Oh, yes, Sam?
The pig should
Good job,
have
Anna.
a decision.
The pig what? Should have a decision? You're right. Where is the pig in this argument?
Yeah, where's Peppa? Peppa?
We're going off topic. All right.
Back to the pig.
Bringing it right back in. Okay, yes. So there was division amongst these people who were becoming Christians after Jesus came. But now Peter is saying, God has shown me we can now eat, and this bridges the church together. Now, and because of the Holy Spirit, they are all united. Does that make sense? So this is different than beforehand when Jesus came and there was still some division. Now the church is united, etc. Okay, what y'all are going to do, you guys are going to finish from 30. I know we're reading a lot today. All right, let me make sure this is right.
Can I read?
Well, you're going to read, what you're going to do is you're going to read by yourself 30 to 43. Then I'm going to come around with these sticky notes. I want you to write one question you have from the reading, okay? For example, if you're spending, like, what is a quiet time? Does anybody know what that is? Like, if you have a quiet time, what is that? Yes, Sam.
Well, you just can spend your time with Jesus.
Yes. So when you guys, Alex, you have a question? Yeah. So when you have your own time with the Lord, let's say you do it at breakfast. If you don't, you should do it because it's so good for us to read God's word as continually. But if you are, you should be asking questions like, who the heck is Cornelius? Or why is he a centurion? Okay, so y'all are going to read from 30 to 43. As you're reading, I'm going to come around with these sticky notes, and you're going to write one question you have on these sticky notes. When you're done, you'll get with a partner and ask them that question and see if they can answer it. Okay? Yes. Okay. When you're done reading, actually what I might do is just raise your hand, and I'll bring you the sticky note.
Wait, 30 to 39?
It's 30 to 43, and I'll write it up here. So it's 10.
In what pages again?
It's verses 30 to 43. So but it's right. It's 10. I think you had it. Because it's 10 verses. They're 34. Yes, 43. Oh. Yes. Yes. 2. I don't know actually. I would just ask a question. You're reading, yes, 10 verses 30 to 43. Is that good? Yeah. And then when you're done, just raise your hand. I'll bring you the sticky note. Oh, wow. Okay. You write your question. So any question you have in the reading, like, who is this person? Or, in there. Yeah. So you'll probably need to. So for example, like when we were reading before, we might say, what is a centurion? Or, let me think. Why is Peter given this vision with these animals specifically? Or is that what you're written for? Yeah, okay. Any question. It can be as broad or specific. Are you, or when you're done? You done? Avery, are you done? Do you need a stick? Yeah. Well, what you're doing is write any question you have during reading verses. Just one question. Yes. You can just hold it. Take it. Okay, what's your question? Sorry.
You read our names on it? You read our names on it? You can? I know.
I don't know if they're listening. I don't know the answer, so we should look that up.
Does everybody have a?
Do we read our names on it?
You. I mean, he does feel this emotion. I don't. Are you taking?
It's like spiritually and something else.
I wish I knew. I
I
don't.
wish I knew too,
I-
but I don't know. So.
I'm equally as puzzled. Yeah. Uh huh. Oh. Well, yeah. So we were trying to. It's up to you. I mean, you're going to be asking somebody the question. So as long as they can answer
Is
it.
it a sheep or a sheep?
Sheet. Well, I think it was both, right? A sheet. There's a blanket. All right. What you're doing, you're going to partner up. You're going to ask your partner this question and see if they can answer it. If they can't, we'll talk about it. So when I ask who couldn't answer the question, you'll say it. If they can, I'll also ask about that. So commence. You may find your partner and ask them your question.
Hello. Should we all do it together?
Okay, mine's really done.
Do you guys want to do it all together? Sure. Okay, go first.
So my question is, why were these animals unclean?
Because they're filthy,
Because they're probably like laying on the ground.
rolling around in the grass and then
In the mud, yeah, like a pig.
rubbing their backs on trees like bears.
Exactly.
I guess I'll go.
Alright.
Who is Jopa?
What?
Who is Jopa?
Ooh. But wouldn't it be the same?
That's good.
Yeah, but they're different animals.
Trinity. Or was it the Holy Spirit?
I know, who is that? I don't
What do you mean by you don't know?
Yeah. Unfortunately, we do not know his father.
When he was perplexed?
Why does everyone hurt here?
Because he's a disciple of Jesus.
And like the chosen.
Wait, hold on,
I don't
hold on. You have
know.
a penny question. What's your
One of
question?
the chosen disciples.
I guess because he has like the power of God to be like the chosen disciple.
Well, what is your question about that?
What is your question? Hold on, I'm sorry if you're going. We could
Why is it so important?
It's a good question. I can't even answer it. Hey, what the?
What is that?
It's not in the frame. Go over. You have to come over this side. Yes. Yes. Should we go to this reason?
Hey guys, remember, if I'm talking, you shouldn't be. If I'm talking, you shouldn't be. Right here, up here, I still see some people talking. Okay, remember, your question should apply to this text you just read. How does this apply to your question? Show me, yeah.
I answered his.
Did you?
His question was, why should I believe God?
Alright, will you put your sticky note up there? So once you guys have answered your question, you're putting your sticky note up here real quick. Sorry, I should have said this earlier. Once you guys have answered your question, you've run to teammates, you're putting your sticky note on the board.
I said because, it's what he learned all his life.
Voila.
Why does it have such importance?
Bibu. Pencil. Paper. I'm just so.
What was your question? As it should. What was your question? Tell me that what
All the time. Yeah.
I just read
Talking about Jesus.
People of the devil. I'm surprised you didn't take my life. What is really spiritual?
What is that?
No.
I
What is the other thing everyone has to say?
know my life.
Well, then just the way you got. Yeah, just at least have the. All right. There you go. There you go. All right. Once you're done, put them on the board. Are you guys done? On the board. I'm really excited for what these questions are going to be. All right. Oh, I am going to read it. All right. Everybody take a seat. I'm really excited about these questions.
Bro,
Oh, well, that's great.
Technoblades, bro.
Bro.
Is it? All right, everybody.
Hands
We're gonna read these. All right, let's read. All right, who is Joppa? Okay.
Joppa's a place.
Joppa is a place. In your maps that I passed out, they should have Joppa on there.
Joppa.
Let's see. Yeah, I always think of Star Wars whenever I hear Joppa. All right.
Joppa the Hutt.
Maybe it's not in. Might be a province. Yeah, Joppa. Yeah, Joppa. All right. So okay, we cleared that up.
I was gonna do what is Cornelius square, but I thought of another one.
Oh, did you? Okay. What animals were on the sheet? Okay, well, let's find out. What animals were on the sheet? Does anybody know that off the top? I have to go back and look at that.
Animals.
Okay, well, it says all kinds of animals and reptiles and birds.
I thought it was a sheep.
Does it say?
Not a sheep. Yeah, I thought it was a sheep. I wrote sheep. So did I.
You wrote sheep?
I thought it was a sheep, but I thought it's a sheep.
I don't think it specifies.
I was the one who read it and I thought it was a sheep.
So I don't know if it specifies which animal. Okay, all right. Why were these animals unclean? Okay. Avery, you put that one? Why'd you ask that question?
Why were they unclean?
Which animals? The ones
Like
that
the
were...
ones on the sheet. Like why were they when God made them clean? Why were they unclean at first?
That seems like a question more of why in the Old Testament did God deem them unclean?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think we're given why in the Old Testament. I mean, some reasons we say there might be a hygiene reason, but it could also be because Israel in the Old Testament was to be a set-apart people. And so because of that, there are things that they abstained from. For example, you have for the 10 Commandments, right? Are the 10 Commandments in a law like eating a clean animal, are they the same? Why not? They're different, you're right. And why?
I think like the 10 Commandments, like they didn't do that to like because those things wouldn't apply to us now.
Ah.
And God knew in advance that like one day He's gonna send a sheep down to Peter.
Oh. Well, perhaps. Yeah, I don't know about that, but the 10 Commandments they're called, yeah, Alden?
What would the world look like now if we couldn't eat those animals?
Ooh.
No bacon.
Bacon would definitely not be in our consumption. Yes, so the 10 Commandments, just a little tidbit, the 10 Commandments are called a moral law. And they supersede, they affect us right. We don't murder, both inwardly, we're in anger towards someone is like murder. We also don't actually murder someone. So they're a moral law. These laws, like eating, it's like a civil or ceremonial law. Yes, so it's different.
I just, so, is there a law in your country that says, like,
Is there a law in a country, is that what you said?
yeah, is there a weird law in your country that says, like, if you kill a pig, it's considered pig slaughter?
Is that a thing? I have no idea.
Because then that means you can't have bacon.
Oh, that would be real sad. All right, next question. What was Cornelius' prayer that has been answered? Okay, does anybody know this?
No.
It wasn't his prayer, but so Cornelius, about the 9th hour, he saw clearly a vision. An angel of God kept saying, Cornelius. And he stared at him in terror, said, what is it, Lord? And he said, your prayers and your alms have ascended as a memorial before God, and now send men to Joppa.
It said his prayers have been answered.
Oh.
It's when he went to.
Oh, so we're like, what were the prayers? Yeah.
That was Addison.
Yeah, no. Addison, you put that? That's nice. I don't know. I mean, I'd have to look at that. That's a good question. All right, so this one, it says Jesus died hanging on a tree. Why doesn't it say he died on a cross? Who put that?
Jesus.
No, it didn't say Jesus died on the tree.
No, that was
I think that's when Peter is giving testimony of Jesus.
No, the other guy.
Yeah.
Hung himself when Jesus was killed.
No,
Whoa.
it wasn't talking about him.
Who had this question?
There was two other people on the
Eliza,
cross. One
Eliza.
guy was.
Hold on one second, Ryan. Eliza, what verse is like because it talks about this, right? What verses?
Yeah. Here, let me go back a bit.
Because I know what you're talking about, where it says, let's see.
Okay. Oh, right here. It's verse 39.
Okay. And we are witnesses of all that he did. So talking about Jesus. Both in the country of the Jews and in Jerusalem. They put him to death by hanging him on a tree. But God raised him up on the third day and made him to appear not to all people, but to us who have been chosen by God as witnesses, who ate and drank with him after he rose from the dead.
Oh, because the cross is a tree.
Yeah, the cross. So oftentimes in the Bible, the cross will be referred to the tree or just the cross. So, but that's a good question because you're like, well, that's different. All right, yes, y'all can pack up. Remember, if you have your commonplace book and you have finished it, you may turn it in the back. Or if you did it on notebook paper, you may turn it in the back. I need it by the end of the day.
Bye.
Oh, thank you. No, very good. Oh, hello, Matt.